thought, why not share the recipe with you guys? I have shared it on my channel before, but I thought I'd go do a walkthrough with you all and show you what I do step by step on how I make this toothpaste that I use to clean my teeth. I've actually been using this Remineralising Toothpaste for probably around 5 years now, 5 years or more, and it's completely helped my teeth. Like on my blog, which I'll share in the description below for the full recipe if you guys want to check it out later, I share the before and after, like of 3 years later of using the Remineralising Toothpaste, and it just completely helped to strengthen my front teeth. They were quite sensitive, I would say, and on the picture you can see it's kind of like worn away, some of the enamel, but now it's just like so much better, and I find my teeth less sensitive in my personal experience. But yeah, I just love this. It's much more natural. It doesn't have fluoride or any of the other chemicals that can be found in normal toothpaste. I don't like using fluoride on my teeth. It's just my personal preference. I think it comes with a whole host of side effects that I don't like. So I prefer to try and go fluoride free, just in my own personal preference wise. So this is how I make my homemade toothpaste. So I start off with around 5 tablespoons of the calcium powder. I use this brand. I think it's green calcium. It's made from like algae. I used to use it when I was vegan. I liked this as a preference. I think it's made from a marine plant. So I'm pretty sure it's algae, but from memory, I'll have to read up about it again. But it's a marine plant, and I use this brand. I really like it. So I use about 5 tablespoons of that. I've got half left, so I'm like, ooh, need to get more soon. So I put 5 tablespoons into a bowl. I try not to use anything metal because later on I'll be using bentonite clay, and that reacts with metal utensils. So I try not to use things that are metal when I use bentonite clay. So it's about 3 tablespoons. I'll go 4 and 5. I'll just do a little extra because those tablespoons were really small. There you go. And welcome to everyone who's joined. It's great to have you guys on here sharing my experience of making toothpaste. It's just a remineralizing toothpaste that I'm making, that I like to use on my teeth. I have used like tooth powders and things in the past, which I really like to. I can share that another day. I used tooth whitening powder in the past as well, made with activated charcoal. I've been good, thank you. Yes, yeah, I'm making toothpaste. So this is the toothpaste that I'm making. It's a remineralizing toothpaste. So I've just put calcium powder in it, 5 tablespoons. And now I'm putting in 3 tablespoons of bentonite clay. I usually put it in a glass jar, but it's just easier to store like this. When I have more room, I can just squish it in my cupboard. So I'm going to put in 3 tablespoons. You can use 2 to 3. I'm just using 3 because it bulks it out a bit, because I want to fill this jar. And in the past it's only made like a little bit, and I'm like, oh, I need to use more. So I try to use about 3 tablespoons. Regular toothpaste is fine. I just don't like how it has fluoride in it. So this is just a way to avoid that, in my personal preference. Some people don't mind the fluoride, but I don't really want it in my toothpaste. In my tablespoon, so I'm going to put in 3 tablespoons of bentonite clay. It's got a huge tablespoon. 1, 2, 3. So I have been using this toothpaste for the past 5 years or so, and I found it to be great. Even dentists have commented that my teeth are really healthy. I always make sure to brush and floss as well. Not related to the wiggles. So yeah, I just make sure that I'm keeping on top of my like oral hygiene and stuff. So I brush regularly. Yeah, I just like to make sure that it's kind of fluoride free. That's why I started making my own toothpaste to begin with. Way to sort of make what I'm using on my body more like I know exactly what's in it. It's more natural. So I've put the 2 to 3 tablespoons of bentonite clay. I used 3 tablespoons just then. And now I'm using 1 tablespoon of diatomaceous earth. You don't have to use this ingredient, it's a bit more abrasive on teeth. So if you have sensitive teeth, you might want to leave this one out. I just find it helps with cleaning. So I'm using this, just 1 tablespoon. And I'm combining them all in one bowl. All the powdered ingredients. Just get a bit more. I'm running low, I need to pick some more up. Thanks. So 1 tablespoon of diatomaceous earth, and then I put in 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Again, if you're using bentonite clay and baking soda, you don't need the diatomaceous earth, but I've been using this on my teeth and I find it's completely fine. It's just because it's a bit more abrasive. And baking soda is a little bit more abrasive too, so you don't have to use it either. I just find it's good for deodorizing, like your mouth and things, so it's really good for that. So why is my neck so long? I know it looks really weird at this angle. I think it's the way I've got the camera sitting. I do want to invest in like a camera, like a phone camera stand, to place it against the wall here, because at the moment I've got it balanced on the calendula oil that I'm infusing at the moment, the jar, so the phone is just sitting on top, so it does have an odd angle. But yeah, that's a future investment. So I've got my 2 tablespoons of baking soda, and now I'm just going to mix all these dry ingredients together, because next we'll use the liquids that we'll be using for this recipe. So for everyone that's joined, I'm just making toothpaste, Remineralising Toothpaste, that I've been using for 5 years or so. I just really like it. I find it's really good for cleaning my teeth, keeps my mouth healthy, and it's fluoride free, which is why I really like it. So once all the powdered ingredients are incorporated, I then go and add in around 4 to 6 tablespoons of fractionated coconut oil. This is a really good ingredient because it's antibacterial, so it helps to keep the mouth strong and healthy. You can do oil pulling with coconut oil, and I've done that in the past. I want to get back into it again more regularly, but it's really good for keeping your mouth really healthy and strong. So if you haven't tried it, oil pulling is really good. All you do is you take, I think, a tablespoon or so of coconut oil. I like this oil. Some people use like sesame seed oil and other things, but I prefer coconut oil because it's naturally antibacterial. It's just a really good oil, and it helps to draw out like toxins and things in the mouth as you're like swishing it around. You would do that for a few minutes. The longer you do it, the better. I think my record was like 5 minutes of swishing it around, but as you're swishing it, you're building up saliva, so that's why it gets really challenging to swish it towards the end. I know they say 20 minutes is like optimal. I haven't gotten that long yet, but yeah, if you do oil pulling, do try it. Oil pulling is really good for oral health, keeping your mouth healthy, and like removing like bad breath and things like that, because this antibacterial helps kill and remove the bacteria and things that cause decay and that. So I've just mixed bentonite clay, diatomaceous earth, baking soda, and calcium powder together in the bowl, and I'm now going to put in some coconut oil. So I use about 4 to 6 tablespoons, but I just do 1 tablespoon at a time. I just find that's easier to get the consistency right. I have just dumped in 6 tablespoons before and it kind of was a bit all gluggy. It wasn't the right texture that I wanted, so I find just doing 1 tablespoon at a time and just mixing it through is so much better to get the right consistency. I used to use solid coconut oil, this was the solid one, but I found in winter when it got really cold that the toothpaste got really hard to get on my toothbrush, and I was like, oh, this is really annoying. Like, I had to keep putting it in like the bathroom while like having shower to help steam it up and heat up the toothpaste to make it more soft again, to get it on my toothbrush. I didn't like how it got really hard, but if you live in like a really warm climate that's warm all year round, it's really okay to use the solid coconut oil. So only if it gets cold and makes the coconut oil solidify, that's when it's more challenging. So I just use fractionated now, which is just liquid coconut oil that stays liquid at any temperature, even if it does get cold, and it just makes a toothpaste stay more soft and easier to use. If you find that 6 tablespoons of coconut oil is not enough, which is what I'm thinking is going to happen with mine, you can just add more until you get your desired consistency. Yeah, you can put peppermint oil in. Actually, I'm going to do that in a second. Great question. I feel like you may know how to make toothpaste. But yeah, peppermint oil is really good. I'm also going to use a couple of other essential oils. Only a few drops. You don't want too much because it's quite potent and you're going to kind of be not ingesting it but putting it in your mouth, so it's not great to put too much essential oil in. They are very strong. Again, I'm not using any metal utensils right now because I'm using bentonite clay, and bentonite clay can react with metal, so I try not to use it when I use bentonite clay. But as you can see, it's sort of getting more like a paste rather than just clumpy powder. Oh, hello. I am making toothpaste. It's a remineralizing toothpaste, so it helps to remineralize teeth and things. Really good. I just like making my own toothpaste because it's fluoride free. I don't really like the side effects that come with fluoride and ingesting it. I don't think it's great. That's just my personal preference. So I'm making this remineralizing toothpaste with bentonite clay, calcium powder, coconut oil, diatomaceous earth, baking soda, and a few essential oils, which I'll share in a second. I also put a bit of magnesium oil, which I'll do in a second as well. Oops, try not to get it everywhere. It's getting a little bit more like the paste consistency that I'm looking for. Here we go. It's kind of mixing in well. So that's coconut oil, liquid coconut oil that I'm using to mix with the paste, with the powdered ingredients. And I just find it's really good as it's a natural antibacterial, so it helps keep my mouth healthy when I'm cleaning it. And this is sort of the texture I like. I like it to be more on the soft side, just makes it easier. Kind of looks like mud, but it doesn't taste that nice, like, if I'm being honest. It does take a bit of getting used to. People put xylitol powder in toothpaste, and you can do that, and it just makes it taste sweeter. So xylitol powder has been found to be beneficial for mouth health. So some people put xylitol in it just gives it a sweeter taste. But I don't need it. I'm fine with just the clay taste. I'm used to it now. 5 years on, I've gotten used to the clay tasting experience in my mouth. But some people find that, especially when you're using it for the first few times, it's kind of gross. But I don't mind it. Yeah, it's perfect. So happy with that. It's super smooth. Alrighty. Now I am going to put in, it's like 10 drops worth of magnesium oil. Now I just sort of unscrewed. This is the magnesium oil that I'm using. Got it a while ago, and I just find it's really good. And I just put in about 10 drops of that. So the unofficial way to put drops in, but I used to use the spray, but I found it put in too much because it'd be one big spray, and I was like, oh, it's probably more than 10 drops. You can put in more. I just like 10 drops. I also use this magnesium oil to make magnesium cream. I really like it. It's good for muscles, and it's a different way to absorb more magnesium for your body. Some people struggle with digesting certain nutrients and foods and things. So if you have a digestive system that struggles, sometimes putting in magnesium oil or magnesium cream straight on the skin is another way, because it goes straight into the bloodstream by the skin rather than having to be digested and absorbed through the gut that way. I'm going to say this is probably around 10 drop mark. Maybe we'll do one more for good measure. So yeah, I can show you guys how to make magnesium cream another day if you'd be interested. It's super easy and it's really moisturising. I like applying magnesium oil to my skin via the cream rather than the magnesium spray. So I don't know if you've ever used magnesium spray before, where you've sprayed it onto your skin and it kind of stings or tingles. It's a bit uncomfortable. I found that in the past, so using it in a cream means it doesn't do that. I find it's much more of a pleasant experience. It doesn't create that uncomfortable feeling on your skin while it's being absorbed, and it still does the job of giving you a bit extra magnesium. Oh, nice to meet you. Is it E-Dog in California? Hope you enjoy the lavender, is it lavender oil video? So now I'm going to add in 3 drops of myrrh essential oil. Whoop, there's a little bit more. And 3 drops of peppermint essential oil. I'm running low. Yeah, it's got like a few drops left. Bit heavy-handed with the essential oils, not trying to be. Oops. And then 3 drops of clove essential oil. You can use other essential oils, like a couple of drops of orange or cinnamon essential oil. They're also really good as well. And then once that's in the mix, I then mix that through as well. And that's all the ingredients. So once that's mixed through, it smells good. It smells like peppermint. Love that smell. So I only need a few drops. You can even just use one, just use peppermint oil, and that's fine too. Just gives it a minty smell and is really good for your mouth. So now I'm going to pop it into my jar. Cheers from Los Angeles. Nice to meet you, Deborah. Pop it in. And then I just keep it at room temperature. I pretty much keep it like a normal toothpaste, just stored in my bathroom. And just use it when I'm brushing my teeth, as you would a normal toothpaste. Again, when this goes onto my channel, you can find it there as well if you missed the start of this video. I'll share in the description the full recipe. You can find it on my website for making this from start to finish, and the ingredient quantities and things. And you can also see how to use it if you want to. I've shared how to use it, but it's pretty much you just scoop it on your toothbrush and use it as you would a normal toothpaste. And it lasts me a few months. Like I find this batch will probably last me maybe a month or 2, maybe longer. It's really good because you only need a tiny little bit on your toothbrush and it's good to go. And there you have it. Toothpaste. Yeah. That's how you make this Remineralising Toothpaste. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know if you tried it out yourself. It's always exciting to hear people trying out different recipes that I've shared. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys again soon. Have a good day. Bye.